The aim of the Parliamentary Studies module is really to look beyond the traditional distinction between academic knowledge and practical knowledge. That distinction doesn't exist in the real world. What we're trying to provide is high-level scholarly insights into the real world of politics. So that's the real innovation. It's a scholarly module that is really embedded and taught by real-world actors.
We in Parliament felt, and I think quite a lot of people in the academic world felt, you could do a degree in politics without really coming to know much, if anything, about how Parliament worked. And it seemed to us that that was a gap that frankly needed to be bridged. So the idea was formed that there should be a distinct Parliamentary Studies module, and it's now up and running to great effect. And I've just been sitting with some of your students listening to their questions and thoughts about how Parliament works and what the Speaker does and how things in some cases perhaps might be done differently in the future.
Normally when a guest speaker comes at university, they give the speech and they finish. But to actually have John Berker in our seminar room and we're firing questions at him and he's responding to that, that really is a really valuable experience.
Instead of a traditional essay as the main assessment, we have an actual submission to a select committee. So students have to write, design, respond to an ongoing committee inquiry that might be in the House of Lords or the House of Commons. And then most of them, because their work is so good, will also submit that to the inquiry and very often have their work published.
I think one of the really inspiring parts of this course is that your assessment could actually go a lot further than just a mark here at the university. And I am formally submitting mine, and hopefully it will be taken on board by the committee. And so this potential to have a real tangible impact on policy really inspires you to drive forward and maximise your marks.
There is a behind-the-scenes trip as part of the module. Some years we'll go to Westminster and we'll spend a day with Prime Minister's questions or behind the scenes with the Select Committee, shadowing clerks. In recent years, we've actually been going to the National Assembly of Wales to get some contrast, and that's been fascinating.
I'm David Blunkett. I'm Professor of Politics in Practice at the University of Sheffield. I'm a member of the House of Lords, and for 28 years I was a member of the House of Commons, including being Home Secretary in Tony Blair's administration. The Speaker of the House of Commons embraced the module and the direction and formula from the University of Sheffield, and this can be seen in terms of the experiences connecting with the day-to-day work of Parliament, including, of course, Professor Matt Flinders, who has got a fellowship now in the Palace of Westminster.
The Department of Politics has a commitment to research-based teaching. So I don't just teach about parliamentary studies, I actively work in Parliament, usually 2 days a week. The Palace of Westminster, 800 years old in places, its physical fabric is crumbling, it needs billions of pounds spent on it. Do we want to rebuild what we have already, or do we want to think about redesigning for democracy? That's the project I'll be working on. And also it feeds back into parliamentary studies and my teaching.
You can tell when somebody really truly cares about their subject and is really passionate about it, and it has kind of a contagious effect, I think, and gets everyone on board with it. And that's very much been the case for the Parliamentary Studies module.
The worst thing anybody I could ever say is, that was boring. You know, if they don't come out G'd up, excited, ready to go, then I failed. I think what's really important to bring into the classroom is energy and inspiration and passion. What students really want is somebody that's going to fire them up, someone who is going to challenge them, support them, channel them, but most of all, who will really say to them, come on, this is really interesting stuff, and these are the reasons why, and these are the examples, and this is why it matters.